The Price, Lairds of the Crest, Book 2, written by Kim Sakwa, narrated by Marian Hussey. Chapter 1, Present Day. Maggie Sinclair stared into the glowing eyes of the oldest living creature she'd ever seen, searching for any hint of danger or warning, something to assure her she was the real deal. The woman, a dead ringer for the crone who gave the princess the poisoned apple, crooked a long, gnarled finger and beckoned her closer. A chill ran the length of Maggie's spine as the room fell eerily still. A gray mist rose from the old, worn floorboards, reaching table height, where it stopped and hovered around them. It was spooky and, no doubt, otherworldly in nature. Not for the first time since she'd stepped through the woman's front door, Maggie wondered what on earth she'd gotten herself into. There were a ton of rumors about the crone. This crone. Rumors about predictions she'd made that turned out to be true, and how accurate they were. Maggie had never been sure what to believe about psychics or mediums, but she'd also never been this desperate. She'd always managed to find trusted evidence that swayed her both ways at different times in the past. Maggie was trained to consider and follow evidence, all evidence. She also trained, however, to trust her intuition. Not that she had a need or even a desire to look into the occult before. So it wasn't something she'd ever given that much thought. Now, well, this was different. Earlier that day, when Celeste, her would-be sister-in-law, suggested they come here, she didn't bat an eye. Maggie nodded fervently and snatched Celeste's hands, surprising even herself with her sudden faith in the crone's abilities. Of course, she wanted to make contact with Derek. She wanted more than that. She wanted him back. Period. 2 minutes later, she was grabbing a stack of money from her safe and dragging Celeste out the door. When they pulled up to an odd-looking cottage with a cobblestone walk, Maggie's stomach dropped. From the expression on Celeste's face, she'd felt it too. They walked hand in hand on the moss-covered walkway and up the creaky wooden steps. The door opened before they'd set foot on the porch, startling them both. A stooped woman stood in the darkened entryway, a shroud wrapped around her head and draped over her shoulders. It covered her neck and most of her features. She gestured they come inside. Afraid she'd lose her nerve if she looked over at Celeste, Maggie stepped forward before she was able to give a second thought to what she was doing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?